Well, friends, you can see it here. These leaves are turning. It won't be but a few weeks they'll have their full color. And I'm on top of these ridge tops today, seeing what I can find in my old history. While I've got to change, bow season just opened up, so gotta be careful. Don't want to disturb nobody. Now you can see here that it's a cold morning. I had to wear a jacket. It's down to probably 45 degrees this morning. But I'm in these old woods. I know the snakes are out. They ain't happy if they are. So I'm not worried about them so bad. So I found some good old relics today. So let's get started.
Water iron, about 38. Don't want that today. Under these old rocks. There's another looks like old Prince Albert can. That's two of them. Somebody liked Prince Albert back in them days, didn't he? Two of them. What's the odds of that? Two Prince Albert cans. All right, moving on. There's a 12, 15, jumps to a 20 every once in a while. I hope it's not a bullet. There's no iron in it. Probably a bullet. Nope. Shotgun shell. See how old this one is. Well, here you go. Winchester New Rival. That's an old one. That is an old one. 12 gauge. That's a nice one. We know that's an old one. So I'm going to clean up my mess and I'm going to move on. Well, there's a 14 to a 15. Little iron. That's like a shotgun shell. Up here. There she popped. Right there. Shotgun shell. See what this one is. Growed up place here. Well, there that is, if you can see it. It's a Remington UMC Nitro Club. So I know that's an old one. 100-year-old. 1915, 1927. Now that's out here in the field. I may tell you wrong, but I think that's it. That's an old one. Alright, clean my mess up and move it on. And there's a bad place right there. Alright, moving on. Well, there's a 15 to a 17. See what that is, if you can see it. Hope it's not no bullet. Nope. Shotgun shell. Here you go on this one. That's a Western Super X. About gone away. Head of it's still good though. All right. Clean up my mess here. And moving on. I asked me, what do you use? I'm using an Equinox 600. Not an 800, but a 600. And what I'm using is a Garrett pointer, all terrain. And yes, they're both waterproof. Now that reads like a bullet. That's a 26 reading. I'm gonna dig it anyway. Could be an old musket ball, you never know. Yep, I was afraid of that. Modern bullet. That's the way it read. After you use your machine so long, you're beginning to figure out what target is what you're looking for, what it is something else. But you're never 100% sure, that's for sure. All right, we're moving on. That was a 17/18 little iron. Down on the side of this ridge here. That wind got cold. It's been a cold morning. Well, it might be here, but I ain't hit just yet. All I'm doing is hitting my digger. Well, I ain't hit it. It's under this rock. It is. Right under that rock. If I can back up here. Ain't no fun sitting down on these rocks and stops. Down in them rocks and roots, whatever it is. Shotgun shell. It's down there too. Under these big old, look here, under big rocks, roots. I hope it's an old one. That's what I'm after. Them old. Now this one is an old one. Down there under them rocks and roots. This is a, well, I got to get around the side of this hill where I can show it to you. Anyway, here you go. I'll get the glare off of it. That is a UMC company, cartridge company. United Metal Cartridge Company, 12 gauge. That's a new club. That is an old one. That is a really old one. That is really old. I like to find the old ones. How old a one can I find? Well, you can see how deep that was. That thing's that deep under these rocks and roots beside this old ridge. That took a long time ago. All right, we're gonna move on.
You know, guys, these old woods are so peaceful. It feels so good just to get out here and relax and see what you can find of history. I always like a good mystery in these woods. You don't know what's laying around here. So much time and history has passed since the Native Americans. I love to look for it. And when you least expect it, it's like fishing. You'll get into something. So let's move on.
Now there's 11 to a 16. Down here in this rough stuff. Don't think that's no snake. No, I haven't hit it. Go down a little bit. There it is. It's deep. Hopefully it's an old shotgun shell. Yep, I see it right there. Right there. Shotgun shell. That was 6 inches deep. Looks like a 16 gauge. See what that is. That one is a Remington UMC Sure Shot. That's an old one too. It's 6 inches deep there. Good old collectors. 16 gauge too. All right, I'll clean up my mess here in this thicket and move on. There's an 18 to a 20, a little iron. But it acts like a bullet, in my opinion. Yeah, it's been one cold morning this morning. Way over here. Oh. Shotgun shell, plastic too. See what that is. That is a Western Winchester when they merged. 12 gauge. Old W&W. There you go. Yeah. It's old, but it ain't that old. We're moving on. Now there shows a little iron, and it's a 16, well 15 to a 16, sometimes to 18, but you never know. You never know. Another bullet. Another bullet. Another old bullet. All right. That's what I say. You never know. It fools you. Moving on. Going around here. It's on a 12 every once in a while. Right there. Who knows? Could be a nail. Yeah. There you go. Old rusty bob wire. There's your signal. Moving on. That shows a lot of iron. But it also shows a 15 to a 20. So it could be a nail. Could be an old bullet. Could possibly be a shotgun shell. You never know. Nope. Shotgun shell. Looks like a 16 gauge. See what that is. Giving some weird high reading. Read this one. Looks like a Remington Express. That's what it looks like. If I can get it turned the right way. It's so dark in these woods. So dark. Alrighty. Clean up my mess here. And we're moving on. Well guys, here's today's finds. Like I said, if you're not finding trash, you ain't metal detecting. Look here. Now I found these 100 yards apart. I mean, you can't recognize them, but you know what they are. It ain't hard to figure out. Got a reddish tint to it. I'd say they're old Prince Albert cans. Found two of them. 100 yards apart in them old woods. Some guy liked to smoke a pipe or make his own cigarettes. Time's gone by, buddy, I'm telling you. Now, they still sell Prince Albert, don't get me wrong. But the old-timers loved this. They loved to make their own or smoke a pipe. Old hunters, buddy. Just old times gone by. Another old trash here. Thought I found a horseshoe or something, but nope. Old logging chain link. They broke it pulling logs out years ago on these old roads. Top these ridges. And there you go. And as far as these bullets, I just find, you can see here, just bullet after bullet. Now them looks like them 45 autos, but they can't be that many in the woods. They gotta be in shells too for hunting. They look the same. Well, there you go. And here's one that's all lead. Old bullets. Just old rifles over time. And yeah, that metal detector, it rings up these little old bitty slithers and pieces of bullets awful well. You have to dig them. It'll fool you. Just old pieces of bullets, slithers, pieces. Don't know what that looks like. Old slither piece of a shotgun shell or something. I don't know. But that's stuff like that. And these old shotgun shells, yeah, I found one that
can't be that old, but they started making these in about 58, they say. The W&W Winchester and Western got together. I don't know when they stopped making these. They probably still make them. And there you go. So that's not that old of a shell. But I found it a few inches deep in the ground. So it could be 50 years old or 60 years old. You're talking 50s. But I suspect not, because it's got writing on it. So this can't be 20, 30 years old tops. That's all I can say. And these old shotgun shells, I found some really old ones. I found a lot of 16 gauge today. That's an old one. You see the date on that. 1915. That's when they started making 16 gauge. That's an old shell. I guarantee you it is. 100 years ago. Now here's a Winchester Super X 16 gauge. I guarantee you that thing's probably 40, 50 years old at least. Old 16 gauges. See how rough it is? It's old. It's all according to where they lay too. And here's another 16 gauge. This is a Remington Express. Now this one don't look that old. This may be back in the 70s, 80s or something. And there's it. Now, I've got another old one. Here's a 12 gauge. Now, this is an oddity. Remington UMC 12 gauge Nitro Club. That's a 100-year-old shell. See the date on it. That's good metal in it, too. Good collector right there in a display. That's a nice one. And right here, we know this was an old one. You see the date on this, well over 100 years. Good metal in them older. The older the shell, the better the metal is in them. Winchester New Rival. That's a nice collector right there. The one I think was the best is this one for today. For me, this is an old rarity. United Metal Cartridge Company, before Remington fooled with them. See the star in the middle? Number 12. New Club. You see the date on this one? 1901. That's an old baby, buddy. These are rarities. Good collectors. A lot of people, I don't care nothing about them shotgun shells. Well, maybe not. That's your own thing. But if you're expecting to go out here and find gold and silver out in the middle of nowhere, good luck with that. But it is there, but the odds is like playing the lottery. Well, guys, there's today's find. I'm just keeping it real. Just what I find is what I show you. Now, I don't show a lot of this old trash and some of these old bullets, because there's just so much of it. I've been loving getting out in these old woods, and I'm going to get out in them some more. Now, bow season just opened up, so I'm limited in some of these places in these old ridges, so I don't want to disturb these hunters. But I'll still be in. And we got a lot of rain coming in from that hurricane coming off of Florida. So, I want to thank you for watching. God bless, and I'll see you next time.